Welcome to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, as we get ready for Game 1 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox continue this lengthy road trip, and tonight the return of Anthony Renato.
Well, Renato making his third start for the Red Sox, and he's won his first two in very impressive fashion. You know, he was a little bit nervous in his first outing against the Yankees, a team that he grew up watching, idolizing, the New York Yankees. His first Major League strikeout came against Derek Jeter, of all people. And, of course, he went on in that game. He walked 4, but in his second game, I thought he was much more in control in that ball game. Very good curveball. He's got a curveball, a fastball, and a changeup, and he has no fear. So he's one of those guys that the Red Sox right now are auditioning for the 2015 season, and so far he's off to a very good start.
Well, we got a 4-game series for you. There's always fireworks when you talk about the Tampa Bay Rays and the Red Sox. And tonight, Chris Archer is on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. Of course, David Ortiz with that bat flip, and again, Archer took exception to that. We'll see how it shakes down tonight. We're back with more right after this. Ticket, the official ticket partner of the Boston Red Sox. Welcome back to Tropicana Field in St. Pete as we get ready for Game 1 of the 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Rays. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, tomorrow night, the Red Sox are likely to get Xander Bogaerts back. Of course, he was hit in the head with a pitch last week at Fenway Park and has been on the 7-day concussion list, a new thing added by Major League Baseball. You have to go through a series of clearances to be cleared in order to get back on the roster and be an active player. Well, he is sat out and is better and is going to be coming back likely again tomorrow. Of course, this was the pitch that got him, 89 miles an hour, but at that point he went down, left the ball game as it turns out, and we've not seen him since going through these tests over the last week. So Bogaerts likely back tomorrow for us, but right here for us is Gary Streisky.
Don, Xander just has to sit out one more game, and it's probably a good thing. He was telling me he's getting restless, and quite frankly, he's pretty bored having to sit and watch these games instead of participating in them, as he explains in our Geico quote of the day.
Yeah, I just stayed home, rested, as the doctor said, just get a lot of rest and watch the games. That's all I did. I mean, obviously I couldn't play or do any baseball activities, so I just had to relax and kind of bored. Hopefully it benefits me, get some rest that I needed and try to finish the season strong.
So we'll see Xander tomorrow, but like you would probably imagine, his first at-bat, he's going to have to shake off a little bit of rust, telling me it's probably going to take him a couple pitches. to settle down, sit back, considering the last time he was in the batter's box, he was hit in the head by an 89-mile-an-hour changeup, but just one more game to sit through before he gets to that opportunity. Don?
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Always interesting when the Red Sox and Rays get together. The first of four is coming your way next on NESN. West Airlines, Sullivan Tire and Auto Service, Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance, McDonald's, I'm loving it, and by Subaru Dealers of New England. Welcome back to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. The first of four between the Red Sox and the Rays as they exchange lineups at home plate inside the Trop. Red Sox here continuing this lengthy road trip, stopping first, of course, in Toronto. Now here for the wraparound weekend series against the Rays for 4 before wrapping it up in New York with a 3-game series at Yankee Stadium. And the Red Sox coming in here in their last visit to Tampa Bay of the season as the Rays take the field tonight, led by their starter, Chris Archer. As the Rays take the field, let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Well, leading it off and at shortstop is Brock Holt with Dustin Pedroia at second base. David Ortiz at DH bats third with Yoenis Cespedes in left. Mike Napoli at first base with Daniel Nava in right field batting sixth. Mookie Betts in center bats seventh with Will Middlebrooks at third base. And catching is Christian Vasquez as he bats ninth. Tonight's Rays starting pitcher presented by your New England Nissan dealers. 27th start for Chris Archer, 8-6 with a 3.09 earned run average, 147 strikeouts to 60 walks, a 241 opponent batting average against Archer. Against the Red Sox this year in 3 previous starts, does not have a win. He's 0-1 with a 4.32 earned run average, 17 Ks, 11 walks, and the Red Sox hitting at .210 against Archer.
The Tampa Rays defense is brought to you by People's United Bank. They are 4th in the American League with 71 errors on the season. Evan Longoria will be at third base. Yunel Escobar, the shortstop. Ben Zobrist at second. And James Loney, the first baseman. Left to right, Brandon Guyer, Kevin Kiermaier, and Matt Joyce. And Ryan Hannigan doing the catching for Archer.
The umpiring crew tonight, Toby Basner has the plate with Mike DeMuro at first base. Mike Easterbrook at second base, and the crew chief, Jerry Lane, is at third. Now Chris Archer coming in with that 8-6 record and trying to beat the Red Sox for the first time in 2014. Tampa Bay getting back early this morning. They had a game last night, a night game in Baltimore at Camden Yards against the Orioles. While the Red Sox enjoyed the off day here in St. Pete, the Rays were playing baseball last night and got in at about 3:30 this morning here in the St. Pete area. And the Red Sox and Rays opening up this 4-game series, and for Tampa Bay, they're opening up this homestand. Joe Madden's club, so strange to see both the Red Sox and the Rays 4-5 in the division, the American League East, with the Tampa Bay starting the day 12 games back of the O's, and the Red Sox 18.5 games back of Baltimore. And these teams go head-to-head here for the weekend as Brock Holt leads it off, 291, 3 homers, and 27 runs batted in. Holt so far on the trip, 4 for 13 in the series against the Blue Jays. He climbs in. Archer ready to work here. And the first pitch of the ball game. A little bit high for ball 1, and we're underway. That'll miss a little bit low, and it's 2-0.
Now the Red Sox see a lot of fastballs from Archer. He's a strikeout pitcher. He doesn't give up home runs, only 6 total all season long, and he's had 4 straight games giving up 1 earned run.
Games against the Cubs, Rangers, Tigers, and last time out against Toronto. He did not pitch in the Baltimore series that the Rays just finished up. Last time he faced Boston, July the 27th, a loss. With 6 innings, giving up 3 runs in that game to Boston. 93 but high, and he falls behind 3-1. He's allowed 1 earned run or less 13 times this season. There's a strike right down the middle. Full count. 80 of his 147 strikeouts. Last pitch was a slider. Three-two pitch. This is to right field and a base hit for Brock Holt.
Well, Brock Holt extends a hitting streak now to 6 straight games as he gets a fastball that's up and away from Archer and hooks it into right field for the base hit. He had been 1 for 6 prior to that base hit against Archer, but 1 for 1 in this game with the extended hitting streak.
So Holt at first base to get it started. And here's Dustin Pedroia, 283, 7 homers, and 51 runs batted in. Pedroia had a good series against Toronto, going 5 for 14 with 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. And a big night on Tuesday, driving in 4 runs, including his 2-run home run. On a strike to Pedroia.
Right now his fastball's 91-92. We generally see him about 95 to 96 with his fastball, which has been fairly consistent for him all season long.
Check on Holt, able to cross over to get back to the bag.
10 steals on the season for Holt, caught twice. Very good, 83%.
James Loney holding on. Holt at first base. And Pedroia will take ball 2.
There's the slider you were talking about, Don, just missing the outside corner with it.
David Ortiz waiting on deck. Outside, and it is 3-1. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, looking on here. Pitching for the Rays, they're third in earned run average as a club. 3.47 ERA, only behind Seattle and Oakland. And that's ball four. Down to first base goes Pedroia. First two have reached for the Red Sox here in the first inning, and it brings up David Ortiz. You might remember here against Archer in St. Pete last time they faced each other, David Ortiz with a home run and flipped the bat, and Archer took exception to it, even though he didn't really see it. As you saw, he was looking out towards where the ball was going. But heard about it apparently and had things to say after the game that were similar to what David Price had said about David Ortiz earlier this year.
Yeah, he said he does think he's bigger than the game, and then Ortiz said something like, he's listening to Price too much and, keep quiet.
So they meet again. And this time with runners at first and second and nobody out. Let's take a look at our Chevy key player. David Ortiz hitting at .417 with a home run, 8 RBIs. Lifetime against Chris Archer. Single and a walk preceding Ortiz. Shift on here on the right side, but they keep it tight to the infield with the double play possibilities intact. And Ortiz hits it to center field. Kiermaier moves over to left center now to make the catch, and the runners will remain where they were. Throw back into the infield. First and second, Ortiz retired this time.
Now the home run that David got off Archer last time that he was complaining about, Archer was a fastball. That time it was a slider to get the out on Ortiz, and hit in the wrong direction. Could have not advanced a base runner, as the base runners have to remain at first and second. Momentum going toward third base for Kiermaier.
No one down, and it brings up Yoenis Cespedes. Playing the spot again tonight is Cespedes, 260 with 21 home runs, 87 runs batted in. And straightens him up inside.
First time that Cespedes has faced Archer.
A good series in Toronto. Was 5 for 12 in the series. Couple of runs batted in. Goes the other way with it. On the move is Joyce, and it's going to fall for a hit. Brock Holt got a good read. He will score. Throw goes to second base. It's an RBI single for Yoenis Cespedes, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead.
I'm sure that's not what Cespedes intended to do, go to the opposite field with a fly ball, but that's what happened on a fastball inside. Gets his hands inside the baseball, kind of has a little fly ball shoot out toward right field. You can see where they're playing him. They had absolutely no chance to get to that ball, and Brock Holt scores easily from second base. So Cespedes picks up his 88th RBI of the season.
Now 21 in a Red Sox uniform. First and third as Pedroia reached third on that RBI single. Now a shift on the left side of the infield. Whole right side is wide open for Mike Napoli, especially with Loney holding on Cespedes at first base. Napoli will take strike one. Whole right side for Mike Napoli. Napoli rattles it foul off to the right, and he's down 0-2. Did you know Fenway Park hosts more than just Red Sox games, sporting events, and concerts? Fenway Park has a variety of unique spaces to host your next holiday party, meeting, or special family event. Visit redsox.com/events or call 617-226-6791 to book your Fenway Park event today. First and third, one out, a run in for Boston here in the top of the first inning. Napoli strikes out. First strikeout of the night for Archer. 2 down here in the first inning.
And that's the good slider you were talking about, Don. The strikeout coming on the slider away. He starts it away, ends up way off the plate. And Napoli can't stay off of it.
So 2 down, first and third, and a chance here for Daniel Nava. 258, 2 homers and 19 runs batted in. 3 for 13 so far on the trip. Hitting at .281 against right-handed pitching this season. As he takes strike one. Pedroia at third base, Cespedes at first base, 2 down in the inning. Slap foul off to the left, and Nava's now down 0-2. Mookie Betts on deck. Red Sox batting here in the top of the first inning. Swinging a foul tip as Nava stays alive.
Archer again trying the slider. This time Nava able to get a piece of it and foul it off. Ooh. Mounts right back under the mask of the home plate umpire, Basden.
Archer, a notoriously slow worker. He averages 25.4 seconds in between pitches. Third longest in the majors behind his former teammate David Price. Now Detroit 26.8 seconds, and Jorge De La Rosa, the Colorado Rockies, 26 seconds in between pitches. The major league average, incidentally, is 23 seconds. Supposed to be 12. Archer's 0-2 pitch. On the ground and through into left field, a base hit. And from third comes Pedroia. Red Sox take a 2-0 lead. Daniel Nava on an 0-2 pitch gets a base hit to drive in a run.
Nice piece of hitting there by Nava. He got the breaking ball again, and he goes the other way with it. A good job staying back. You know, the front foot might be out there, as you can see, but the hands are back. And he's able to move that ball to the opposite field to pick up the RBI base hit. So Nava came into the game .429 with a home run against Archer, and the success continues in the first at bat.
So 2 on, 2 down, and Mookie Betts the batter. Already 22 first inning pitches here for Archer. And Betts will take a look at strike one. Mookie coming in hitting at .245. 2 homers and 3 runs batted in. Take strike 2. That's so far on the trip, 2 for 11. A solo home run in the first game of the trip Monday night at Toronto. His second home run in the majors. That's with Cespedes at second, Nava at first. 2 runs in and 2 outs in the inning. This is Squibber back to the mound, and a bobble by Archer. He'll get nobody. Came off and did not field his position very well. The bases are loaded.
Yeah, now with that speed of Mookie Betts going down the first base line, once that ball drops out of his glove, he's got absolutely no chance to get Mookie Betts. Big high bounce, he charges it, drops it, and that was the end of the play right there.
is charged with an error that now loads the bases. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out to talk to Archer. He should be out of the inning, but instead more pitches coming here. Well, help NESN by taking a quick 2-minute survey and enter for a chance to win a VIP NESN experience at the ballpark in September. Visit NESN.com/survey during tonight's game for your chance to win. So Archer not helping out his own cause here as Yoenis Cespedes is at third. Daniel Nava at second. Mookie Betts at first. 2 down, and Will Middlebrooks the batter. His average down to 188. 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. Middlebrooks 1 for 13 so far on the trip. Take the strike, and it's 1-1. 4 for 7 though with the bases loaded this season for Middlebrooks. He's done pretty well in this category. 7 RBIs. .417 hitter with the bases loaded in his career. And this one back off of Archer, kicks out towards second. Zobrist will get it to first, and it's dug out by Loney, but he drops it. Run scores. Middlebrooks will reach, and in from third base comes Cespedes to put Boston on top 3-0. Glanced off of Archer's glove, gets to second base. Zobrist still with a chance, but he throws it in the dirt, and Loney can't dig it out.
A bullet right back up the middle, and you can see Archer ducking. It does get a piece of his glove, which slows it up. The second baseman, Ben Zobrist, with the throw, but it's going to be one bounce to first base, and Loney can't come up with it. Usually that's a ball there that Loney does make a play on because the hop was not that far out in front of him.
And the number 9 man, Christian Vazquez, with the bases reloaded here for Boston in the first inning. Now they have charge and error on Ben Zobrist on that play. So an E4 that scores the third run. 2 errors in this inning for Tampa Bay.
Mentioned Tampa Bay's defense being 4th in the league, but they have played poor defense over the last week or so.
Vazquez hits it on the ground to second. Zobrist will have another chance, and this time gets it there in time to end the inning. 9 men bat, 3 score for Boston. It's 3-0 Red Sox. Bay coming up in the bottom of the first, and the Rays starting lineup is brought to you by Volvo. Brandon Guyer at the top of the list with Ben Zobrist at second base batting second. Matt Joyce in right. Evan Longoria at third base in the cleanup spot with James Loney at first base. Will Myers, the DH. Yunel Escobar at shortstop with Ryan Hannigan doing the catching. And Kevin Kiermaier in center field bats ninth. Tonight's Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. Anthony Renato returning to the Red Sox to make this start tonight, and he comes in 2-0 with a 4.50 earned run average. Brandon Guyer leading it off here for the Rays, and he takes strike one. Guyer's done a nice job of getting on base. Since May the 24th, he is third among Major League rookies. .376 on base percentage, and tonight he leads off. Last 32 games, he's hit at .295 as he takes a pitch up high, 2-1.
He's a late addition to the lineup tonight. Desmond Jennings got the scratch just prior to game time, and Guy put in that leadoff spot.
Pitch is going to miss. It's like a new look now for Vasquez for the Red Sox here. New shin guards and chest protector. .3-1 is fouled off. Full count out to Guyer.
Two starts that Renato made. He went 6 innings in both of those starts. Once against New York, once against Cincinnati. 2 earned runs against the Yankees, 4 earned runs against Cincinnati.
Was leading the International League in ERA at 2.61. Swinging a foul tip for strike 3. Held on to by Vasquez. Guyer strikes out.
Stays with the fastball, goes up and away from Guyer to pick up his first strikeout of the night.
Well, tonight's Red Sox starting pitcher presented by New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. Third start 2-0, 4.50 earned run average. More walks than Ks. And opponent's hitting at .267 against Renato. The Paw Sox at 2.61 ERA, 14-4. Opponent's hitting at .223 in the International League. As Ben Zobrist takes ball 1. Zobrist, who plays all over his Tampa Bay Rays team, playing at second base in tonight's game. Zobrist 10 hits shy of 1,000 for his career. Actually made a start on Monday in center field. Pops it up. Vasquez coming back. May have a play. And he makes it. So 2 down here in the first inning.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 6th in the American League with 76 errors on the season. Will Middlebrooks at third base. Brock Holt, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. Mike Napoli at first. Left to right. Yoenis Cespedes, Mookie Betts, Daniel Nava, and Christian Vasquez, who just made that play behind the plate.
2 down here in the bottom of the first inning, and Matt Joyce, the batter. .272 with 8 homers and 50 runs batted in. With Jennings getting scratched, he moved from left field to right field. Defensively tonight for Tampa Bay. Ranks first in on-base percentage for Tampa Bay, .368. Home runs have been down for Joyce. He has 8 home runs on the year. falling behind 3-0. On deck, Evan Longoria with 2 outs here in the Rays' bottom of the first inning. Strike called. High wanted that.
Rio fastball, almost an automatic strike call here. Vasquez pulling it down just a little bit.
That'll miss for ball 4, and down to first base goes Joyce with a 2-out walk. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now. The MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Tonight, Preplay predicts Anthony Renado will go 6 innings, allow 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 3 Ks. So 2 down. Joyce at first. Here's Evan Longoria. 255, 17 homers and 76 runs batted in. Leads the team with the 76 RBIs. Second is James Loney with 61 RBIs on the year. August has been particularly good. Longoria with 23 RBIs in the month. Chris Carter on top with 29 for the Houston Astros. Back since the break, he's had 32 RBIs in 37 games. To center field, and Mookie Betts makes the catch that ends the first inning. Rays leave a batter. Red Sox lead at 3-0.
Price to Detroit or Sox 2. John Lester to Oakland or Sox 3. Neither, because, well, both made sense. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates, those may apply. Text help if you need it. Visit NESN.com/terms for all that fun legal stuff, guys.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. We head on to the second inning. 3-0. Red Sox have the lead. As Brock Holt led it off in the first inning and singled to right field. He's got everything started. He would score a run, and the Red Sox would score 3 in the first on 3 hits, 2 errors committed by the Rays, and 30 first inning pitches for Chris Archer. 0-1 is down low. Holt, Pedroia, and Ortiz to bat here in the second inning. Popped up down the third base line and headed towards foul ground down by the bullpen and out of the reach. Brandon Guyer coming over from left field. So Holt with another chance here, down 1-2. Red Sox continuing a 10-game, 11-day road trip. First of 4 games against Tampa Bay, after they took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays to begin this road trip. Second to last trip of the year. Red Sox still have to go to Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. Only 12 home games remain for the Red Sox in the regular season. 1-2 fouled off to the left, out of play. Well, tonight's polo shirts are provided by Men's Warehouse. One-two pitch. Holt hits it on the ground up the middle and under the dive of Escobar into center. Brock Holt is 2 for 2 tonight.
They tried to change up on him, and again, very good hitting by Brock Holt as he keeps the hands back and shoots it up the middle. It's the second changeup he saw on that at bat. That's not a bad pitch at all. That's down and away. I mean, it's a very good pitcher's pitch, but Holt a little bit better with that swing.
So Brock at first base with nobody out here in the second inning, and Dustin Pedroia the batter. Walked and scored in the first inning. On the first stand, back to the bag is Holt. Move the center fielder Kevin Kiermaier over towards right center a tad, and gap out there in left center field for Pedroia. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Red Sox have won 5 of their last 6 road games. And Pedroia jumping back, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball riding in.
Little two-seam action on this fastball as it comes back into Dustin Pedroia. Bends his back to get out of the way.
We're talking about his velocity. It appears like it's back there in a 94-mile-an-hour fastball after he was 91, 92 in the first inning. He averages 94.5 on his fastball. It's the 3rd hardest on average in the American League. Last year, he averaged 95 miles an hour, making him the hardest throwing consistent starter in the American League. 1-1 is slap foul to the screen. We'll do it again. 1-2 now. Only holding on Holt at first base. 1-2 the count to Pedroia. To right center field, on the move is Joyce. He will get there. Good running catch into his slide. The transfer, he drops the baseball and now gets it back in. So the first out of the inning, Pedroia lines out.
A nice play by Matt Joyce, who was originally supposed to be in left field in this game. Got the late switch when Jennings was out. Moves to right field where he's played quite a bit. And makes that sliding catch. You can see he had control of the baseball before it came out of the glove. But John Farrell's going to question that.
Mike DeMuro, the first base umpire, made the call. He's got it seemed for a long time, Jerry.
Yeah, he hit the ground and he still got it.
It's only then.
And then as he goes to transfer to his throwing hand is when it comes out.
So the umpires getting together. This does not appear to be a challenge, but they are getting together as a group. John Farrell will await the outcome. Now they're calling John Farrell out. Jerry Lane is the crew chief. Apparently no challenge. So John Farrell back to the dugout. And it did appear that Joyce made the catch out there and right, and it was on the transfer. He had it a long time before trying to transfer it.
Yeah, I was watching when he hit the grass, the artificial surface, whether it bounced out, but it did not. He had it a lot longer than that.
So it's the first out of the inning. 1 out, 1 on. David Ortiz, his second at bat against Chris Archer tonight. Flied out to center field in the first inning. Roll for a ball. Ortiz playing in the final game of the series against Toronto. Started this trip still ailing from fouling a pitch off his foot at Fenway Park, and he's 2 for 4 in the last game of the Blue Jays series. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Fastball headed down. Grounder right side. Loney with a nice play to second base for one. Back to first. Gets thrown away. And Ortiz will reach. More bad defense here for the Rays. Should have been a double play ball. It wasn't even close to the bag at first, but it's thrown away.
And there's Loney doing his part, making him throw to Yunel Escobar. Then Escobar lets it fly at first base, and Archer comes diving across the first base bag trying to make a catch. He was a little late to get over there, but still had plenty of time because Ortiz can barely get down the line. That's going to be an error on Escobar, I would think.
Yeah, fielder's choice and an error, getting David Ortiz to second base. Third miscue of this game for Tampa Bay, and we're just in the second inning. Cespedes with another chance at driving a run. He's already driven in one in this game with his RBI single in the first inning. Since joining the Red Sox, it's now 21 of the club's 96 runs driven in by Cespedes. Fouled off down the right field line, 1-1. In fact, since joining the Red Sox on the 2nd of August, he has driven in the team's most runs during that time. That's with 2 down. David Ortiz at second base. A shot from high above the Trop. To right center field. Joyce on the run, headed back, is not going to get there. It's going to one-hop the wall. And Cespedes has got himself another RBI as David Ortiz comes in, and the Red Sox lead it 4-0. And another error leading to another opportunity for the Red Sox, and they make good. Cespedes drives in his second run of the game.
Well, the first time he went to the opposite field, not with authority, this time with tremendous authority. A line drive that's going to find itself up over the head of Matt Joyce very quickly and find that gap. And that's going to drive in David Ortiz for the 4th run of the ball game. So Cespedes is off to a great start in this one.
And so the Red Sox out to a 4-0 lead. 2 down in the inning. Cespedes at second base. Here's Mike Napoli. He struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. He strike out so far tonight for Archer. Swing and a miss, 1-1. It's already 47 pitches now for Archer in an inning and 2/3. Napoli lets it pass for ball 2. That is 16th home run of the year on Tuesday night at Toronto. 3-run home run as part of a 7-run 11th inning for Boston. It's his 3rd career extra inning home run. All of his extra inning home runs have come as a member of the Red Sox. That'll miss, 3-1. Napoli takes strike 2, grabs the inside edge.
And so far, there's been nothing down the middle of the plate. It's either been away, high, or inside the Napoli. That one just catching the inside corner.
Cespedes at second with 2 down. Ball 4, Napoli draws the walk. Second walk given up by Archer in his outing. Berkshire Bank, America's most exciting bank. Visit berkshirebank.com or one of our locations in New England, New York, to discover how big bank resources combined with small bank attention can help you find your exciting moments. Life is exciting. Let Berkshire Bank help. Two outs here in the second inning. Runners at first and second, a run in. And Daniel Nava's second at bat of the night. Single to drive in a run in the first inning. Single went to left field. Strike one. Red Sox getting 3 in the first, 1 so far here in the second inning. Archer with 4 straight appearances with the 1 earned run. Tonight, his defense has not been spectacular behind him, but so far 4. Very high. Almost got away. Hannigan had to come out of the crouch.
A nice play by Hannigan to keep 2 men out of scoring position there, as he had to come way out of the crouch on this fastball.
Strike 2.
Back to the inside corner. Ball was supposed to be away, but it comes back to the inside corner for the strike.
Mookie Betts on deck. First and second here, 2 down. A 1-2 pitch coming to Daniel Nava. He gets time and backs out. And now the catcher Hannigan going out to talk to Archer. Well, it's a Labor Day sale. Save 50% and get your MLB.com at-bat premium features for only $4.99. Follow every Red Sox game with live look-ins, replay reviews, live radio broadcasts, and MLB.tv Game of the Day and more. Download on the App Store. Sale ends soon. Visit redsox.com/mobile today. First and second, 2 down. Ball and 2 strikes to Daniel Nava. Thunder and Lightning outside the trot. As the pitch misses inside.
Now it had a little rain this afternoon, some thunder and lightning late this afternoon, and apparently more going on out there now. But we don't have to worry because we're covered, Don.
Until it's time to leave. We don't have to worry.
At this pace, it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning.
2-2 to Nava. And that'll miss. Full count. 56 pitches through an inning and 2/3 for Archer. Third full count for Archer. Ball 4, and he walks another. Ball gets away, or to get a piece.
They got a piece of Nava, so they're going to hold him up at third base.
So Nava hit by the pitch as he heads down to first base.
Yeah, tries that breaking ball to going down and in on Nava. I think it gets him in the foot. Get another look from the side. And gets him in that left toe and carry him to Hannigan. And we have another meeting on the mound.
Bases are now loaded for the Red Sox with 2 down in the inning. There's been no action yet in the Rays pen. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 2 down, bases loaded. Mookie Betts coming up. That's reaching on an error. Chris Archer, the pitcher, in the first inning. Sounds like a pretty good storm going on outside, Joe.
Yeah, there's some real crackling going on out there right now. Hey, it's summer in Florida. These things happen. Like daily.
1-0 is driven to deep left field. Geyer going back onto the track. It's gone. Grand slam for Mookie Betts. Third home run in the major leagues, and the Red Sox are out to an 8-0 lead.
Mookie Betts has shown us a little bit of everything. Speed, situational hitting, and now power with the grand slam home run off a struggling Chris Archer. He gets that fastball middle out in and he cleans it out for the grand slam home run.
First grand slam of his major league career, third major league home run. Second of this trip. Well, Middlebrooks drives it back up the middle into center field. Middlebrooks with a base hit. The inning continues. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Visit www.alltown.com for an Alltown location near you. Base hit for Middlebrooks, and finally some stirring going on in the Rays pen after Archer has allowed 8 runs in an inning and 2/3. Christian Vazquez the batter, and he'll take strike one.
Remember at the top of the game, this is a guy that's given up 1 earned run in 4 straight starts, but not tonight. Mookie Betts with the big blast here in the second inning.
Vazquez will take strike 2. Cesar Ramos first up here for the Rays. The Red Sox with 3 runs in the first, 5 so far in the second. Let's take a look at the pitching line for Chris Archer, brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 7 of the 8 runs are earned runs. Inning in 2/3, 7 hits, 2 walks, a K, and pitch 65 coming up here in an inning in 2/3. And he strikes out Vazquez to end the inning, but the damage most certainly is done. The big blast, a grand slam by Mookie Betts. Boston on top, 8-0. Rays. We're back inside Tropicana Field. Mookie Betts with a grand slam. His third major league home run, first career grand slam. And the Red Sox leading it 8-0 to the bottom of the second inning we go. Long wait for Anthony Renato, really, each of the first two times he's taken the hill. James Loney, Will Myers, and Yunel Escobar scheduled to bat in the inning. .286 average for Loney coming in. 7 homers and 61 runs batted in. Fouls it off to the left out of play, 1-1. Fly ball to shallow right. Pedroia backpedaling. In comes Nava. And he calls off Pedroia to make the catch for the first out here at the bottom of the second inning. Let's take a look at the list brought to you by Benjamin Moore. The White Sox have won the International League Most Valuable Pitcher Award. Anthony Renato on that list. And the knuckleballer Charlie Zink. Bronson Arroyo's had a long major league career. Ryan Rose, Aaron Seeley, Bobby Ojeda, and Dick Pohl. Another comment about tonight's list. Tweet us at #NESSONList. Will Myers standing in with one out. Myers the DH. 216, 6 homers, 27 runs batted in. Goes the other way, sending Nava back. 2 down. Well, Sunday, catch an all-new episode of Nesson Clubhouse, where kids run the show. How are baseball gloves made? Find out at the Baseball Lab. Plus, we learn what it's like to be a Fenway bat boy and how to score an error. Don't miss Nesson Clubhouse live and commercial-free Sunday at noon.
And making those gloves is just half of it. Then it's breaking them in and getting to how you like it. You know, that takes a while, too.
2 down in the second for Yunel Escobar.
That'd be another good segment for Gary, I think, is to ask different players the different ways that they break their gloves in. Almost everybody just says something different.
What'd you do?
Gave it to Johnny Pesky. And he took care of the rest. I don't know what he did.
You don't know what he did?
No.
Some sort of magic potion or something?
I think he put shaving cream on it and stuff like that. And, you know, soften up the leather a little bit.
Yeah, we had that segment where Steve Psycho Lyons, actually, he put all that shaving cream and stuff in his glove, and that kind of made a little bit of a mess on set. But actually, Yoenis Cespedes, he got a whole bunch of new gloves, and he was breaking his in today playing catch with a softball with Will Middlebrooks before the game. Jerry, did you ever do that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he was actually fast pitching the softball as well. He's got some talent there. But, yeah, I guess every player really kind of has their own method, huh?
They sure do. I think one of the big mistakes a lot of kids make is they load it up with glove oil, and it makes it so heavy that you can hardly pick it up after.
Goes out towards left center field and in for a base hit. Cespedes will cut it off. And a 2-out single. Very wide turn for Escobar. He goes back to the bag. First hit of the night for the Rays. So that may explain why my career didn't go very well. There are a number of reasons why, but I always use the oil. Then I'd oil it up, and then I put the baseball in there, and then I wrap it up with some.
You'd oil the whole glove?
The pocket area.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's fine.
And then I would wrap it with like twine with the baseball in it.
Yeah, a lot of kids make the mistake of putting the oil all around it, and but wrapping it up, that's great.
Okay.
As long as you got a couple of baseballs in there to make a pocket.
I only had one.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay. Now, you did a good job.
Okay, so that's not the reason I didn't make it to the major leagues.
I think there's a number of others.
Ryan Hannigan, the batter, with 2 outs and a runner at first.
You just didn't take it seriously enough because your love was in broadcasting.
Right.
That was it. I mean, you had your mind made up at a young age that you were going to be a broadcaster, and you didn't take the baseball end of it seriously enough. I'm sure there's tons of untapped talent there.
Yeah. Hannigan batting for the first time tonight. Hitting at 209 on the year, 4 homers, 27 runs batted in. In the first 32 games of the year, he had 22 RBIs. In the last 31 games, he's had only 5 RBIs. Spent time in the DL this year, left oblique strain. That's a total of 38 games. '30th pitch for Renato. And it's in there for a strike. 2-2. Renato with a win against the Yankees on the 1st of August, and then at Cincinnati on the 13th of August. Both 6-inning efforts. Here he is on August 29th with his 3rd major league start. 2-2. And Hannigan will take ball 3. Full count. That was something.
You could actually see the lightning through the roof.
Yep. If you're doing that 1-1000, 2-1000, 3-1000, you didn't have much time to get one of those out before the thunder came.
It's right on top of
I think
us.
it's right overhead.
It is. I went out between innings and took a peek outside.
3-2 pitch is ball 4, and down to first base goes Hannigan. Second walk given up by Renato.
Actually, there's blue sky out to the west, but right above us is a very strong thunderstorm.
You outside to get a flavor of the ballpark?
I wanted to see the storm. I wanted to see how bad it was raining.
2 outs, 2 on. Kevin Kiermaier, center fielder for the Rays. Lines one into center field, a base hit. Escobar coming around, he'll score. Rays get their first run of the night as they try to chip away. And it was an 8-0 Red Sox lead. It's now 8-1.
Al Kiermaier not wasting any time. He jumps on the first pitch from Renato. A fastball that goes right with it. Fastball to the outside part of the plate. And takes it to the left side of the infield for the base hit to drive in Escobar, who had a single.
Two on, 2 down, a run in here for the Rays. Back up top for Brandon Guyer. He struck out swinging in the first inning. And again at second base, Kiermaier at first base, 2 down. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Runs, 7 hits, no errors for Boston. A run, 2 hits, and 3 errors for Tampa Bay. Swinging a foul tip held onto by Vasquez to end the inning. Second strikeout for Renato. A run for the Rays. 8-1 Boston. America run on Dunkin' because our coffee is consistently smooth and delicious. Dunkin' Donuts coffee started right here in Boston and is the #1 coffee in New England. So when you want the best coffee in town, there's only one choice: Dunkin' Donuts. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'. Now Brock Holt leading it off for the 3rd straight inning. Chris Archer back on the mound again. And a pitch for a strike over the outside corner. Holt singled to right in the 1st inning and scored. Singled to center in the 2nd inning. Red Sox sending 9 men to the plate in the 1st, 9 in the 2nd. Scoring 3 times in the 1st, 5 times in the 2nd. Skip in for ball 2. 68 pitches for Archer, who starts the 3rd inning. Giving up 8 runs in the first 2, and Joe Maddon staying with him here into the 3rd inning. They had Ramos up last inning, but nobody warming right now for the Rays. So they're hoping Archer can settle down and give him some innings at least here, not to wear out the bullpen.
Yeah, at least get a couple more out of them before they have to go to the bullpen. That would save somebody down there.
There's Ramos sitting on the bench down there in the bullpen. He's about it down there. He's the only guy down there.
Now, where is everybody anyway?
70th pitch for Archer, and that's strike 3. At the top of the zone. 3rd strikeout for Archer. First time Holt has been retired tonight.
Gets him on the slider, so he's 2 for 3 tonight, Brock Holt. 2 singles, and now this strikeout looking. Slider at the top of the strike zone. Good pitch.
1 out in the 3rd for Dustin Pedroia. Walked in the 1st and scored. Lined out to right in the 2nd. Chopped off the plate. Archer fields and flips underhanded for the 2nd out here of the 3rd inning. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, now offers walk-in urgent care in Chestnut Hill. It's open 10 hours a day for minor emergencies. For more information, go to bidmc.org/Chestnut Hill. David Ortiz receiving his normal boos as he is introduced here at the Trop. Shift for the Rays per usual. Evan Longoria, 3rd baseman, moving over to the right side of the infield, and Ben Zobrist out in short right. Ortiz 0 for 2 tonight. Flying out to center, reaching on a fielder's choice. Strike call, 1-1. Cespedes on deck. Red Sox batting here in the top of the 3rd. Fouled back, 1-2. Everything away of Big Poppy so far.
Had 2 change-ups and a fastball away from Ortiz.
Ortiz fouls it back again. 96 on the fastball from Archer. Archer able to strike out Holt. Throwing a ground back to the mound. Now count of 1-2 to David Ortiz. Trying to come inside. Ortiz pops it up. Foul ground up by the catwalks, and that'll end up in the seats. Foul back to the screen. Still 1-2. Well, tomorrow on Dining Playbook, Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson come to you from Fenway Park, giving you the inside scoop. Meet the park organist and learn great places to eat inside and outside the park. Let's hear from Jackie Bradley Jr. Catch all that and more on Dining Playbook tomorrow at 9 a.m. Ortiz fouls off another. Let's see an 8th pitch in this at bat.
Now that last fastball at 98 miles an hour. You know what time you go and get it starts at Fenway?
No.
20-6.
That's when it starts?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Right in that 20-6 area every night.
So 5:40.
5:40.
The 1-2 pitch. Driven to right field for Ortiz. Back towards the wall, and it's off the wall. Be a long single as Joyce gets it back in. David nearly got it out of here to right field, but up on the wall for a 2-out single.
Cheese putting a really good battle on Archer that time, fouling off a number of pitches, finally getting one that he can handle. A fastball out over the plate, and just could not elevate it enough to get out of the ballpark. Line shot off the wall, high off the wall, and Ortiz just makes it to first base.
Archer thought it might have a chance to get out. So a 2-out single. Yoenis Cespedes 2 for 2, a single and a double. He has driven in 2 runs already tonight. Now he lines one to short, caught by Escobar. Another hot shot for Cespedes. This time he's got nothing to show for it. 8-1 Red Sox. Sox Rays get on the board with a run in the bottom of the second inning off Anthony Renato. And it is 8-1 Boston. To the third we go. And Ben Zobrist will lead it off. Zobrist, Joyce, and Longoria to bat in the inning. 2, 3, and 4. To right field, back goes Nava, and he'll have room as he makes the catch in front of the track for the first out of the inning. My view tonight, Jerry, is of an area behind the Red Sox dugout. You see down there is where the dugout is at the bottom of the steps, but they have the hitting tunnel here, which is very convenient for the Red Sox hitters. A pretty good tunnel, too. You come right in there, and a lot of Red Sox able to take extra BP in the tunnel.
Now, that's not something new that was added this year. That used to just be vacant space down near the clubhouse area.
Is that something you would have used, perhaps? I mean, during a game at all?
I'm not sure how much during a game. You know, if I wasn't playing that day, probably so, to get loose and just in case. But I don't think that I would have gone down between innings and taken some extra strength. It's great for a guy like David Ortiz at DH. Obviously, that can go in there at any time he'd like and, you know, swing to stay loose. Gets a lot of work before a game, I can tell you that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Greg Colburn, the Red Sox hitting coach, in there a long time each day with many hitters. This one fouled off Vasquez. In a lot of places for a lot of years, there was one that both teams kind of shared.
Yes.
Different times.
That's right.
The one at Fenway, these two guys go out to center field. Was it out there?
It used to be, you know, where the garage door in center field is? It used to be underneath there where that new restaurant is, or the bleacher bar. That's where the old...
Down to first, Napoli will take it himself to the bag for the first out.
That's where the old batting cage was, and it was terrible in there. It was so dusty and, you know, dirty and just brutal, you know. But they have since, you know, added a beautiful cage down right near the Red Sox dugout that is much more convenient than going out to that place in center field. And they put good use to the place in center field by building the bleacher bar.
Yep, pretty good view from out there.
Yeah.
Looking right into the field. 1-2 down here in the inning. Evan Longoria flied out to center field. His first time up. Renato vying for his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing. And arguably the toughest part of this order for Tampa Bay. Fly ball, center field again. Mookie Betts makes the catch, and Renato has a 1-2-3 third and an 8-1 lead. Bank knows small business keeps our economy and community strong. That's why they've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here, your first. The Ray Tank inside Tropicana Field. Sounds like we're right in the tank.
Yeah, great sound effects.
We head to the fourth. Mike Napoli leading it off. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Napoli struck out swinging in the first inning, walked and scored in the second. Archer has his easiest inning in the third. Faced 4 batters. Gave up 1 hit. Pitch 83 coming up for the Rays right-hander. Ball 2, 2-1. Napoli thought about it, but it takes ball 3. Daniel Nava, then Mookie Betts expected to bat here in the 4th inning. Big swing and a miss. 94, and it was up.
All ready for that 3-1 fastball. He got the 3-1 fastball, but not in the zone that he wanted, up too high.
Napoli lines this to center. Kiermaier is there. Makes the catch below the cap high for the first out of the 4th inning. We'll help NESN by taking a quick 2-minute survey and enter for a chance to win a VIP NESN experience at the ballpark in September. Visit NESN.com/survey during tonight's game for your chance to win.
Part of that VIP experience is meeting Don in the booth.
It's a real thrill.
Yes, you know, it's amazing. People get a kick out of going into the booth. They really do.
Yes.
You know, what a great view this is. And, you know, there's Don Orsillo. Wow.
There's a lot of wires in a lot of these booths.
A lot of wires in this booth.
There's a lot of wires.
Particularly,
Look at all the wires coming out of your monitor. And why is it, and I realize I know the answer to this, you're the senior member of this broadcast team, that you have like a drive-in style monitor over there.
I know.
And I have this teeny little thing over here. I can barely see the game.
Well, what happened is we had the same size monitor, you and I.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this didn't hook up to HD. So we had to make a switch. And we switched to this huge. I mean, it's like.
This is my little thing here.
Yeah.
And then there's Jerry's.
Yeah,
it's like a drive-in movie. It's like a 6-foot display table. This one is in the air to left. Guy coming in. It's going to fall in for a hit as Nava is on base for the 3rd time tonight.
3 times tonight, a base hit to drive in a run, a walk it. Now a single to the opposite field. But, you know, when you had that shot of the Shark Tank and the sound effect, I felt like it was at the movies.
Yeah.
You know, with this big, huge screen. And
I mean, you're not going to miss anything with that screen over there. I mean, it's like you're in the game.
I feel like I am, but I still could miss stuff.
One out, one on. Mookie Betts. Betts reaching on an error in the first and a grand slam in the second. This was a grand slam for Betts in the 2nd inning. First grand slam of his major league career.
Very quick hands on that contact right there.
No pitch, and he darts out of the way. For Jerry's amusement, we're going to put him back inside the Ray tag.
I mean, it's like I got stereo on my headset.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
On mine, it really isn't much. It's some Rays going by. On yours, it's like an experience.
It's a whole experience. It really is.
In the air to left center field. High and deep. Kiermaier back there, lost it, and now finds it again. I think he lost it in the roof. Throw to first base, and back to the bag is Betts. He had the look of a guy who didn't know where that ball was initially, but he recovers and makes the catch.
At first, I thought maybe it made contact with something on the way down, but it did not. He probably just didn't see it for a second. He gets a decent jump on it right there, as you can see. But right here, he has no idea where it is. And now he picks it up again and is able to make the catch. A lot of times, most of the time when you lose it like that, you don't pick it up again. A little bit easier at night than during the day.
Kiermaier's been a pretty good defensive outfielder for Tampa Bay. That's the second out of the inning. Will Middlebrooks is bouncing in, blocked by Hannigan.
When you come to the booth in that VIP experience, too, Don's always going to ask you a couple of questions. He's going to ask you where you're sitting and where are you from. So be prepared for those two questions from Don.
Those are my standard questions.
Yeah.
That's what I have, and I don't have much else.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Where are you
I
sitting?
have relatives there. And the other one is, where are you sitting? And you always say great seats.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the game.
So that tells you a little bit about the VIP experience.
Yeah,
you can expect if you win.
You know, well, I mean,
but at least I don't stare at the people. I'm socialized.
You do. You socialize with it. It's hard. I mean, you know, there's people you never met before, and
right.
You really don't want to get too deep into, you know, what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really. This is not the time for controversial questions, or
no.
I mean, you're not.
Yeah.
Who'd you vote for in the last election, or
no
politics?
No, it's pretty much where you're sitting and where you're from.
Right, it's pretty standard. Well, I always start with how are you.
I always get a baseball card. I get a card to sign.
Yep.
It reminds me of when I was like in my 20s.
Three and one the count to Will Middlebrooks. He's hit the ball hard twice. Cesar Ramos up in the pen again for the Rays. The 3-1 pitch is in the air to shallow right. Out goes Zobrist. Joyce coming in. Zobrist calling and catching the final out of the top of the fourth inning. Through 3.5, it's 8-1 Red Sox. connection to people who care about your community, Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern puts you first at easternbank.com. This turned out to be a very nice night outside here at Tropicana Field as we play along to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Birds inside Tropicana Field. A little bit of everything. Birds, fish. James Loney standing in on the left side. Myers, then Escobar in the inning.
Getting a lot of texts from people wanting to know why we're sitting so far apart from each other.
I noticed that. If there was more room, we would sit further apart.
The reason is because of this pole.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
I mean, you could come over here, though.
No, it doesn't make any sense because this pole's in the way.
Right.
And if I slide over to this way, it doesn't make any sense because we're like this.
Yeah.
And you get all this room over here.
Wasted space.
Wasted space.
It's like you have your own booth.
I elect to slide over here.
Yeah, look at that.
And I have a tremendous view of the ballpark right here.
Giant monitor. 2-0 pitches high, 3-0.
So it's this. It's this thing right here that's keeping us from being closer than what we are right now.
And there for a strike, and it's 3-1. I think I might have a saw in my bag. We could
saw this thing, though?
Yeah, well, it may hold up what's above us, though.
It's probably holding up the whole place. It wouldn't surprise me.
Foul back to the street, full count. I don't carry a saw, as it turns out.
You don't have a saw?
No, I do not have a saw.
Thank God you carry dentist equipment.
Yes.
That'd have been a big trouble. These people above us, yeah, if you took that down.
Yeah, it would be good. 3-2 is chopped right. Pedroia to his right. And Loney is retired for the first out of the inning. Well, they may have a VIP experience right away.
One person was nice enough to say that the reason I have the big monitor is because I'm much older than you. My eyes are not good.
Look at this. Look at my little monitor. And then look at that.
Well, it's not
mammoth
really,
size.
It's not really little. It's just smaller than the one I have.
Much smaller than the one you have. It's not even half the size.
Be a good night to answer some Twitter questions, I think.
Oh, boy. One out. Will Myers is the batter. He's flied to right in his first at bat, 0 for 1.
Says Jerry Remy, tell at Don Orsillo you have older eyes and therefore need a larger screen.
There you have it.
Yeah, makes sense.
You told me. Drops in there for strike 2. No 2 pitch. A little bit high to Myers. Of course, Myers had the right wrist fracture earlier this season. 5 for 34 since coming off the DL. And he strikes out looking. Third strikeout for Renato of the night. 2 down.
A good curveball by Renato. I think that's his best pitch. I really do. His fastball, to me, is 90, 91. Okay, but that curveball is a very good one, and he has the ability to throw that at any time because he has very good control with it. At least in the 3 games that we've seen. And again, you don't like to make judgments on 3 games, but I really liked his curveball in the 3 games that we've seen him pitch for the Red Sox.
2 down here in the 4th inning. Yunel Escobar, the batter. Escobar singling to left field in the 2nd inning. Came around to score the only Rays run of the night. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation, which helps children battling cancer, students trying to afford college, soldiers returning from war, kids playing in little leagues and RBI programs, and families in need of holistic, comprehensive health care. This is the work of the Red Sox Foundation. Six in a row retired by Renato. Fly ball to left field. Cespedes moving in and over. Makes the catch. It ends the fourth inning. We head for the fifth. It's 8-1 Boston. That's a night for Chris Archer, who goes the first 4 innings tonight for the Rays and leaves trailing 8-1. This call to the bullpen brought to you by your local New England Ford dealers. And Cesar Ramos into the game now for the Rays. Warming up a couple of times early in this game, and now here he is in the fifth inning. His 38th appearance, 2-5, 3.68 earned run average, 54 strikeouts, 33 walks, and opponents hitting a .244 against him. As Christian Vasquez takes a pitch up high for ball one. Vasquez has grounded out to second and struck out swinging. A high strike call, 1-1. Top of the Red Sox order, Brock Holt on deck, then Pedroia. Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU Digital Federal Credit Union, tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. TC and Jim Rice will continue their top 30 Red Sox moments on NESN, number 29. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? One-two pitch to Christian Vasquez. And a piece of the bat fouls it back.
You know, the other night, Don, we were talking, and it was Yaz's 75th birthday, and you asked me a question that night that really got me thinking a little bit. You know, like, what was your favorite moment? You know, and I was there obviously for his 3,000 hit. You know, I saw the home run number 400. I saw all that, but I started thinking about what my favorite moment was, and I can honestly say it was watching him work prior to ball games down in that batting cage you were just talking about.
Yep.
That reminded me of that. And the intensity that he would go about the work that was being done down there. And this was early in the afternoons when they were doing flips. You know, you do have guys do the flips and stuff like that. And how seriously he took the business. And I think those kind of things stand out a little bit more to me than some of the personal achievements on the field or some of the things I saw him do. You know, just the way he went about his business and the way that he always wanted to be a good hitter right to that final at bat, you know. And I started to think about it, and those are the things that I think that I remember the most. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Kind of the work ethic.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and Vasquez strikes out, first out of the 5th inning. Back up top now for Brock Holt with 1 down. Holt single to right in the 1st, single to center in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 3rd inning. That's a perfect example of really why you need your veterans to be like that, really kind of setting the example for the others to see.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, for somebody who you had as much respect for as you did for him, you know, to see him do it daily and how seriously he took that. I mean, you know, for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of that stuff, you know, and Walter Reniak flipping them baseballs. And, you know, of course, we'd follow, you know, we'd go through our drills after that. But those are the kind of things that, you know, above and beyond the great stuff that happened on the field, obviously, but that kind of stick out in my mind, you know, because those are moments that you get to spend time together that you don't normally somewhere else in a working environment, you know, where you can spend some time and have serious conversation and serious work being done, and it's pretty good.
Holt protecting the plate, fouls it back. Archer chasing this game after 4 innings, 8 runs, 7 of them are earned. And Cesar Ramos in here in the 5th inning as the first out of the inning. Head of Brock Holt, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Holt. Second time Holt has been down by way of the K. 2 down.
The turnover fastball that time from Ramos to pick up the strikeout on Holt. Most of the time when Brock strikes out, it's on a breaking ball, but this time it was the fastball down and in from the lefty that got him.
Two down for Dustin Pedroia. Dustin has walked, lined out to right, and grounded back to the mound. Ramos, a guy that Joe Madden uses for multiple innings at times, and last 2 appearances have been 4 innings combined. He's given up no hits in those innings. Has gone at least 2 innings and now 10 of 30 relief appearances. The starter lasting only 4 innings will likely go 2 or more innings tonight. One change in the dirt, and it's a ball and a strike. Strikes out Vasquez and Holt to begin the inning. Pedroia to center field. Kiermaier going back. Makes the catch, and that's the end of the top of the 5th inning. 8-1 Red Sox. the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag NESN Fan Photo for a chance to be shown in our broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Tonight's fan photo is from Mrs. Minkus, whose photo is of her very own Joe Madden doll. A little bit like Joe as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-1, Red Sox on top of the Rays. Anthony Renato back on the mound. He's retired 7 Rays in a row. Ryan Hannigan leading it off here in the 5th. Hannigan, Kiermaier, and Geyer expected in the inning. Hannigan with a walk in the 2nd inning. One of 2 walks given up by Renato in tonight's game. Renato pretty big at 6'7", 230 pounds. Born in Freehold, New Jersey, resides in Jackson, New Jersey in the offseason. Supplemental round draft choice, 39th overall, 2010. It's actually originally signed by Texas in the 11th round, not signed, but drafted in the 11th round of the 07 draft by Texas, but did not sign. Pitched in the Cape Cod League in 2010 with Brewster before signing with the Red Sox. And there is ball 4. 3rd walk given up by Renato. 2nd time he's walked Hannigan tonight. Runner on here for the Rays for the first time tonight as they bat in the 5th. And there's Kevin Kiermaier. Single to drive in a run. The only Rays run tonight back in the 2nd inning. Picked up his 31st RBI of the year. And then for strike 1. Rays have 2 hits, single by Escobar in the 2nd inning. And Kiermaier with the other, his single in the 2nd as well. To the back end goes Vasquez, 2-1. And Geyer waiting on deck. Hannigan held on by Napoli at first base. Hannigan has no stolen bases or attempts. Not that he'd be running 7 runs down anyway. Short lead at first base.
Well, if he is, he better be standing up at second base.
To center field, and Betts going back to the track, leaps and makes the catch right in front of the 404 marker, and Hannigan's got to get back to first. Kind of a late lunge there by Betts, but he reels it in for the first out of the 5th.
Really, I didn't expect him to jump for that ball. I thought he had it lined up. And then all of a sudden he goes into that leap right at the end to make the catch. And that ball is a little bit farther away to him than we anticipated, or he even thought. And he had to make that jump to make the catch.
So 1 out, Hannigan back to first, and Geyer the batter. He was 0 for 2. It struck out twice. This one gets away. And Hannigan heads to second base. George Vasquez with a pass ball. Fouled back to the screen, 1-1. Geyer now, Zobrist next. With one out, a runner at second base. Outside for ball 2. Renato going 6 innings in each of his first 2 outings, and identical number of pitches thrown in each, 91 pitches. '70th coming up here with 1 out in the 5th inning. And that one is by Geyer. Fastball at 92.
Yeah, sneaky quick that time at 92 miles an hour on the outside part of the plate. You wonder, Don, with all these young pitchers coming up now and also in the month of September, whether a lot of them will be on a pitch count because they've already pitched their season at the minor league level, and you don't want them throwing too many additional innings or pitches, I should say, at the major league level in the month of September, while still trying to get a look at them.
Yeah, that's the key. It sounds like the Red Sox want to take a good look at a lot of these guys, and no reason not to try to figure out what you have moving forward. Sounds like there'll be a few guys initially, and then until the Pawtucket Red Sox season comes to an end, whether or not they go to the postseason. After that, there'll be more. Of course, we've seen so many guys coming up already from AAA this year. Geyer fouls it off over by the Red Sox dugout. As we all know, a happy staff equals a productive staff. There's no better way to show your employees a good time than treating them to a night at Fenway Park. Go to redsox.com/groups to book your company outing now. Hannigan walked, took second on a pass ball. Kiermaier flying out to center. Runner at second, 1 down. Red Sox on top, 8-1. In the air to left and deep. Cespedes going back, and it's gone. 2-run home run for Brandon Geyer. And it's now 8-3.
Well, Geyer struck out twice in his first 2 at-bats, and both times on fastballs, but this time he catches a fastball from Renato and takes it out of the ballpark. A line drive to left field for the home run. Number 3 on the season for Geyer.
Now Ben Zobrist, base is empty with 1 out. I'll drop in there for a strike. Zobrist has fouled out to the catcher and flied out to right, 0 for 2. Up the middle, but perfectly there defensively is Holt, and he throws out Zobrist for the second out of the inning. Line perfectly at shortstop. We'll tune in tonight after our Red Sox coverage to NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Adam and Leah will have Bill Belichick on the backup quarterback battle. And have you ever wondered how your favorite Bruin would be at karaoke? You'll find out tonight. See what know-how can do. 2 outs in the 5th inning. 2 runs in for Tampa Bay, and Matt Joyce, the batter. Walked in the 1st, grounded out to 1st in the 3rd. Anthony Renado's pitching line brought to you by Ace Tickets. 4 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs. He's walked 3, struck out 3. A lot of threes. With his 77th pitch. Shift on here in the infield for the Red Sox. Will Middlebrooks coming to the right side here on Matt Joyce. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Just challenges in that time with a fastball at 92, a little bit above the belt. And Joyce, very good low ball hitter.
Leadoff walk started this inning and turned into a run on the 2-run home run by Brandon Guyer. So Rays within 5 now. And Joyce strikes out to end the inning. 4th strikeout for Renato. 2-run shot for Guyer. It's 8-3 Red Sox. Webster in 6 starts, 3-2 with a 5.81 earned run average, 18 strikeouts. Beat Tampa Bay July 27th, going 5 1/3 innings. Jake Odorizzi, 26 starts, 9-11 with a 4.23. 2 starts against Boston this year, 0-1 with a 5.79 ERA. Closer look brought to you by FW Web. For an even closer look, visit FWWeb.com. Webster going here tomorrow in Game 2 of the series, a 4-game series from St. Petersburg. David Ortiz leading it off here in the top of the 6th inning. And in the count 1-0. First time that he has faced Ramos tonight. On the ground into the shift right side. Zobrist from short right. Throws out Ortiz for the first out of the inning. Send it down to Gary.
Guys, I know we're not allowed to put a lot of stock in, pre-game batting practices, sort of like putting a lot of stock into preseason polls in the NFL's preseason. But if anything was an indication from today's batting practice, well, we should have. Of course, David Ortiz just missed a home run there in the third inning by a couple of feet. Yoenis Cespedes, he's had a couple big hits today. They actually put on a show during batting practice. Cespedes, Ortiz, Daniel Nava, they all bat in the same group. It was so good, in fact, that after BP, this is how good it was. Daniel Nava walking off the field, shaking his head, saying, man, I hate taking batting practice with that group of guys when they're hot like that. Ortiz hit the big board out there in right field. Cespedes hit about 5 or 6 consecutive home runs, and it looks like it translated in the game in terms of big hits tonight. 2 already for Cespedes, and like I mentioned, the big single there for David Ortiz. But Daniel Nava, he's not, he's nothing to laugh at. 2 hits already tonight for himself.
And now with 2 singles to left and an RBI. He's been on base 3 times as Cespedes with a swing and a miss.
Yeah, you really don't want to be in a group, that has Cespedes and Ortiz in it because they can put on a show, and you are totally embarrassed if you're not a home run hitter in that group because you can actually hear the crowd laughing at you, because they want to see those guys hit home run after home run after home run. And then when you get in there, it's like if I got in there, they'd say, we don't want to see you take batting practice.
Who was in your normal group? Like in 78, we had all those.
I think we went 1, 2, 3. I think it was, Burleson, myself, and whoever was hitting third, with maybe Jimmy. Jimmy might have been in that group. I don't recall, but it usually went by the batting order. A little bit different nowadays.
The ball's 2 strikes here to Cespedes. 6 in a row retired now by Rays pitching. Red Sox getting all of their offense in the first 2 innings. 3 in the first, 5 in the second. Cespedes right in the middle of it. A single in the first, a double in the second, 2 RBIs. Popped up into right field. Joyce coming in and over on a slant. Makes the catch, 2 down. Summer is winding down, but specially priced Red Sox tickets for students are still available for every Sox game. Tickets start at just $9. So go to redsox.com/student to take advantage of this great offer today. 2 down in the 6th inning, and Mike Napoli coming up. Mike has struck out, walked and scored, and lined out to center. On the ground left side, shift is on. It's the second baseman Zobrist who throws out Napoli, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the 6th. 8-3 Boston on top. Freezing winters, scorching summers, like New Englanders, every weatherproof labels with WB Mason are built to withstand the extreme elements. Avoid Mother Nature's smudges and smears and trust only Avery labels with your most essential shipments. From who but WB Mason? And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
I think the little girl wants to go home. Or the little boy. I'm not quite sure. But I think whichever one it is, it's had enough of this.
Maybe the popcorn will improve things. Maybe it's not his popcorn.
You think that's a boy?
I think so.
Do you really?
Yeah. Two and 0 the count to Evan Longoria, who leads it off here in the inning.
Right now, absolutely miserable. I mean, it's just absolutely miserable.
The other kid has slid into the pole position for the popcorn.
Yeah.
Not happy with the pitching. Longoria takes the strike. And it's 3-1. Longoria 0 for 2 tonight. He's flying out to center twice. To left this time. Cespedes was deep, ended up being right where he should be. Makes the catch and sends it back into the infield for the first out of the 6th inning. So Longoria 0 for 3. 3 times he's put it in the air. James Loney coming up. Loney has flied to right, grounded out to second base, 0 for 2. Goes to left, and Cespedes too deep this time. Lands in front of him. One out single for James Loney.
Loney now has a 4-game hitting streak going. They got a few guys in this lineup that have mini streaks going. Loney being one of those.
There's Will Myers 0 for 2. Fly to right and struck out looking. Just outside, 1-1. Chopped off the plate to short, picked by Holt. Double pump, and it'll be late. Myers reaches at first. Loney takes second. It's a base hit.
You talked about it last time we were here in Tampa Bay and how hard this infield is. And another good example right there of the big bounce. The in-between hop had to be played by Holt, and then the double clutch. And after that, it was no chance at first base.
So a hit for Myers, 2 on, 1 out. In the first 2 outings for Renato, he threw 91 pitches. He's about to throw his 91st pitch of this outing. Some stirring in the Red Sox pen. And a pitch outside for ball one to Yanel Escobar. Action in the Red Sox pen. Craig Breslow first up. Escobar to right center field, and over comes Nava to make the catch. So 2 down to the inning. It's time for a Toyota game break, and Tom Caron, TC. All right, TC, thanks very much. Back here at Tropicana Field in St. Pete. Red Sox have an 8-3 lead with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And Ryan Hannigan, the batter. Hannigan has walked twice and scored a run. He's getting a run in the 2nd inning off Renato. RBI single by Kevin Kiermaier. Then leadoff walk in the 5th led to Brandon Geyer's 2-run home run. Now Tampa Bay threatening with runners at 1st and 2nd and 2 down. Ball and a strike. Facing the Rays for the first time in his career. Hannigan fouls it down the right field line, out of play. Stay tuned tonight following WB Mason Extra Innings Live, a Red Sox final presented by Assurance. Send your questions to TC at hashtag Sox Final. Maybe yours will be answered on Red Sox Final presented by Assurance. Longoria flat out to left. Loney with a base hit to left. Will Myers with the infield hit to short. Escobar's line to right. 2 outs, 2 on. Backs off. Now out to talk is Vasquez. And Hannigan at the plate. Born in Washington, D.C., but now resides in Andover, Massachusetts during the offseason. His dad, Mike, was an FBI agent in Boston. This one fouled off down the right field line, out of play. This one sends him down to the deck on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball up and in.
Quick reactions by Hannigan to get out of the way of this fastball. Up around the head. And it'll certainly get your attention.
And again, the late swing fouls it off to the right. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 donation once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Evan Kiermaier waiting on deck with 2 down in the 6th inning. Line to left. Cespedes cannot make the catch, or did he make it? He made it out there in left field. Looked like he was going to trap it out there in left. Cespedes makes the grab, and they strand 2. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. According to Elias, the Red Sox batted around in the 1st and 2nd inning for the first time since August 14th of 1962. Red Sox getting 3 in the 1st and 5 in the 2nd inning. They come to bat here in the top of the 7th inning. He's pitching right now. He's retired the last 8 Red Sox in a row. And Cesar Ramos into his 3rd inning of relief. 2 perfect innings, the 5th and 6th, with 2 strikeouts. Daniel Nava, Mookie Betts, and Will Middlebrooks expected to bat here in the 7th inning. On the ground up the middle, and going from second base was Zobrist. Long throw across his body's not going to be in time. Nava with a base hit, his 3rd of the night, 4th time he's been on base.
Yeah, base hit to drive and a run, a walk, and back-to-back base hits. 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th. Long way to go for Zobrist. He really didn't have much of a chance at all. Makes a nice effort, but you can see clearly that Nava is by that bag at first base. Strange defensive alignment. They had him played really to pull the shortstop and third baseman, but Zobrist was pretty much straight up at second base. Slightly to pull, but he had a long way to go.
So lead runner on here for the Red Sox in the 7th inning. Breaks up a string of 8 in a row. Retired by Rays pitching. And Mookie Betts takes strike 1. Reached on an error in the 1st inning and then hit a grand slam in the 2nd inning. Before flying out to center in the 4th. Line to center field and in for a base hit for Betts. Up to second base goes Nava. First 2 have reached here in the 7th for Boston. It's time for an NESN Sports Today update with Adam and Leah. Thanks very much. Back here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. First 2 have reached here for the Red Sox in the top of the 7th. Infield hit for Nava. Base hit to center field for Betts. 2 on, nobody out, and Will Middlebrooks the batter. Will has reached on an error, singled, and fly to right. Send it down to Gary.
Guys, Mookie Betts has certainly done his fair share to earn the respect from the veterans and everybody else in the clubhouse on the field, but it's actually what he's done off the field that's earned some respect between he and David Ortiz, a conversation they had back in Toronto. Ortiz actually told Betts he reminds him of himself when Ortiz was younger, not because he handled his business on the field, but because he asked a lot of questions off the field. David Ortiz was telling Betts how every city he went to, he picked out a veteran player and would just pick their brains and ask them questions. And he said that's why he respects Betts, because Mookie's certainly not afraid to ask questions. He'll sit there and pick Pedroia's brain. And this was something that David Ortiz actually had his arm around Mookie Betts as they were walking through the tunnel in Toronto. And that's why he's kind of said, you know what, you ask a lot of questions. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. That's why I respect you. That's coming from David Ortiz to Mookie Betts. Like I said, he handles his business on the field, but doing his business off the field as well.
Well, Betts off to a good major league start. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Middlebrooks backs out. Down to the count 0-2. Middlebrooks strikes out. First out of the 7th inning. Third strikeout since Ramos has been in the game.
Looks like the ball might have been a little bit up and out of the strike zone this time to Middlebrooks, but Will takes a swing at it and makes the right turn back to the dugout after the strikeout.
Make insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. One out, runners at first and second, and Christian Vazquez the batter. 0 for 3 from his number 9 spot in the Red Sox order tonight. Help NESN by taking a quick 2-minute survey and enter for a chance to win a VIP NESN experience at the ballpark in September. Visit NESN.com/survey during tonight's game for your chance to win. Breslow warming in the pen as he was last inning. Renato at 99 pitches through the first 6 innings. He's held to just 91 pitches in each of his first 2 major league starts. Check swing foul, 0-2.
Talk about Betts, that was a good piece that Gary had on him, asking for information from guys that have been around a long time, trying to gather as much information that can help you. One of the danger spots is when you're not going well. Sometimes you get an overload of information from people you really don't need, and you start to get cluttered and just, trying things that you probably shouldn't do. But when you're going good like Betts and trying to learn at the big league level, you take as much advice as you possibly can.
Runner leaves at second, heading for third, and a stolen base for Nava. Going on his own because not running at first was Betts. He remains at first.
Yeah, probably surprised was Mookie because by the time he realized Nava had taken off, it was too late for him to go at first base. So that means that the Nava was running on his own at second base.
First and third, one down. Vasquez waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Two and two. Top of the order, Brock Holt waiting on deck. One out in the Boston seventh inning. Fouled back, still 2-2. Field straight away here. Boston threatening again. Go to first base, and back to the bag is Betts. Only holding on Betts at first. Another throw over. Full count now.
Now we'll see if they have Betts off at first base on the 3-2 count, one out. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Any ground ball, you might stay out of the double play and get yourself a run.
He does take off, and it's ball four to Vasquez. So this will load the bases. Don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Men's Warehouse, proudly introducing Joseph Aboud. TC and Jim Rice will have the latest on the AL playoff race. It's tomorrow at 6 p.m. on NESN. Ramos had retired the first 6 that he faced. He's given up 2 hits and a strikeout and a walk in this inning. Nobody warming in the Rays pen. He's in his 3rd inning of relief. And the base is now loaded for Boston, and Brock Holt, the batter. He's singled twice and struck out twice. Holt fouling it off his foot, goes all the way out to the mound. A foul ball.
Ramos chasing it down just in case they didn't get that call off the leg and made it throw to home plate. Pretty clear light right there that it hit him just above that pad, it looked like.
And Brock Holt in his career with the bases loaded is 0 for 10. Trying to change that right here. With 1 out, bases loaded in the 7th. Shot down the first baseline, and he's going to let it go foul.
And probably the wise thing to do, because there was no play at the plate and there had been no play at first base. So it would have been an easy run for the Red Sox. Little chop down the first base line. You can see it kicking the foul territory right there, and Ramos just lets it go. He would not have to play at the plate. No way there, and absolutely no play at first base from that angle.
So another chance here for Brock Holt. Nava at third base. Betts at second base. Vasquez at first with 1 out. On the ground, foul. Two pitch to Holt again. And a grounder, foul again. Ramos up to 40 pitches coming out of the bullpen tonight for the Rays. Raymond in the house. In the dirt, 1-2 to Holt. Archer started this game for the Rays, 4 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. He walked 2, struck out 3. Cesar Ramos coming into the game in the 5th inning has 1 out here, but bases loaded in the 7th. Holt, it's a ground ball foul. Attention Red Sox Nation. There's a reason why the Red Sox and the rest of America run on Dunkin', because their coffee is consistently smooth and delicious. Dunkin' Donuts coffee is the #1 coffee in New England. So when you want the best coffee in town, there's only one choice, Dunkin' Donuts. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'. Bases filled with Red Sox, 1 out in the 7th inning, and a battle here between Brock Holt and Cesar Ramos. Swing and a miss, and Holt strikes out. Seventh pitch of the at-bat gets him. Third time he has struck out tonight.
And kind of a strange night for Holt, 2 for 2 to start the game off. Hits in the first and second, but then since then, 3 straight strikeouts.
Seven strikeouts for Rays pitching in the game. 2 down in the 7th for Dustin Pedroia. Walked to the first, line to right in the 2nd, grounded back to the mound in the 3rd, and then fly to center in the 5th inning. It takes strike 1. Rays have action. Grant Balfour up in the pen. He started to warm up. Five for 10 this year with the bases loaded. Pedroia almost got hit and he goes down.
That ball thrown right down at the ankles of Dustin Pedroia, able to somehow jump and get out of the way of it. It's one thing taking one for the team, it's another taking one off the shin.
Inside for ball 2, 2-1. Single for Navas, single for Betts. Middlebrook struck out. Walk for Vasquez. Holt struck out. So 2 down, bases loaded. Fouls it off down the right field line, out of play. 2-2. Ortiz on deck. Two-two pitch from Ramos. In there for strike 3. Pedroia is rung up. Red Sox leave him loaded. Ramos strikes out the side. Cup packs will keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but WB Mason? 8-3, Red Sox on top of the Rays. As we head into the bottom of the 7th inning, new pitcher for the Red Sox, Craig Breslow, into the game. 52nd appearance of the year, 2-4 with a 4.74 earned run average. 31 strikeouts, 27 walks, and opponents hitting at .291 against Craig Breslow. Breslow earned the save with a scoreless 10th inning Monday night at Toronto, going an inning, walking a batter. His first save of 2014 and his first save since 2010 at Seattle. He's a member of the Oakland A's at the time. He's allowed runs in 7 of his last 12 appearances. Kevin Kiermaier leads it off here for Tampa Bay in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tries to bunt his way on and fouls it off.
Held down by 5 runs, trying to get a runner any way they can, and that time Kiermaier trying to drop one down the third base line.
Kiermaier has singled and flied out to the warning track in center. Now hits a 2-hopper to Pedroia at second base. First out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. Guys will break down Anthony Renato's start. Have John Farrell's post-game comments. Can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. Well, our friend's doing a little better. Much happier now. One out here in the 7th. Brandon Guyer, the batter. Guyer struck out in the first and second innings before hitting a 2-run home run in the 5th inning off Anthony Renato. Renato ended up throwing 99 pitches in 6 innings. 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. And in line right now to get his 3rd win without a loss, as Breslow throws behind Guyer. Burke Badenhop warming up in the pen. This is popped up foul. Bunt bid by Guyer. Ben Zobrist on deck. We had one out here in the Tampa Bay 7th inning. In the dirt, and it's a full count. Renato goes 6. Breslow starts the 7th, with Badenhop continuing to warm in the pen. Guyer takes ball 4 and heads down to first base. Been a problem all year for Breslow. That's been the walks, and here's another with 1 out.
The second baseman, number 18.
Yeah, all walks do not make you happy, but especially when you get a 5-run lead late in the ball game, don't want to be walking anybody and giving them a free pass to first base. Make them earn it.
1 out, 1 on. Ben Zobrist, the batter, 0 for 3. He is fouled out to the catcher, flied out to right, and grounded out to short. Now hits a fly ball to right field. Daniel Nava has it sized up and makes the catch for out number 2 of the inning. 2 down for Matt Joyce. Joyce walked in the first inning, grounded out to first base in the third, and struck out swinging in the fifth. Grounds it foul to the end of the Rays dugout. Swing and a miss. Joyce fooled on that.
Yeah, completely fooled on the breaking ball that time by Breslow to quickly fall behind. No balls and 2 strikes.
I mentioned the home runs down for Joyce at 19 in 2011, 17 in 12, and 18 last year. Only 8 this season for Joyce. Evan Longoria waiting on deck for Tampa Bay here in the 7th. And a swing and a miss. Joyce strikes out to end the inning. We played 7. Red Sox have an 8-3 lead. Supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Visit www.alltown.com for an Alltown location near you. Mookie Betts with a grand slam in this game. Red Sox have an 8-3 lead. Top half of the 8th inning, and a new pitcher, Grant Balfour, to his 53rd game of the year, 1-6 with a 5.54 earned run average. 44 strikeouts, but as you can see, walks have been a problem, 39 of them. David Ortiz leading it off here in the top half of the 8th inning. David tonight 1 for 4 in the game, a single to right in the 3rd inning. Shift on here for David with Ben Zobrist out in medium depth right. Cesar Ramos ends up going 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, no runs. Walked a batter and struck out 5.
I did a good job. He helped save Joe Madden's bullpen tonight, as Archer had to leave the game early. Ramos coming in, doing a good job holding the Red Sox off the board.
Swing and a miss, and Ortiz down on strikes. First out of the 8th inning. 9th strikeout for Rays pitching.
Yeah, quite a few strikeouts over the last 3 or 4 innings for the Rays. Off-speed pitch. Gets Ortiz this time.
One down here in the 8th, and it brings up Yoenis Cespedes. Single and a double, both to drive in runs. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. He's also lined out to short and fly to right. Strike 1. Balfour taking the loss on Tuesday night at Baltimore. He allowed the go-ahead run in the 6th inning. 6th loss of the year for Balfour. Extending a career high. Previously had been 4 losses. Shift is on at Zobrist, the second baseman on the left side of the infield, who throws out Cespedes, and the shift worked that time. 2 down. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 2 down in the 8th inning, and it'll bring up Mike Napoli. Napoli has struck out, walked, lined out to center, and grounded out to second base. Takes strike 1. The walks by Balfour, 39 walks in 50 and a third innings pitched, the most among major league relievers. And a career high for him. Pitch in the dirt. Second stint here with the Rays in his career. He's now made 256 career appearances with Tampa Bay, 4th most in club history. Behind Joel Peralta at 285, Esteban Yan at 266, and Rhode Island native and former Red Sox pitcher Dan Wheeler, who had 258 appearances. Ahead of Napoli, 1-2. There's Joel Peralta, still part of this Rays team. Napoli strikes out. A 1-2-3-8 for Balfour, an 8-3 Red Sox lead. Anthony Renato tonight goes 6 innings. He ends up giving it 5 hits. He would strike out 4 in this game. Throwing 99 pitches in his outing and a chance to be 3-0 now in the major leagues. If the Red Sox can hold on to this 8-3 win, and Jerry, it appeared his curveball was his best pitch again tonight.
Yeah, I agree, Don. I think it's been the case in every start that he's made with the Red Sox. I think he spotted his fastball very well, and he's used that curveball to get outs, and I'm very impressed with the curveball. And as long as he can keep that fastball on the corners, it's not overpowering. It's 90-91, but if he keeps it on the corners, he's going to be effective.
The game summary was brought to you by Xfinity, as Evan Longoria leads it off here in the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher for the Red Sox, Burke Badenhop in the game, 60th appearance. 0-2 with a 2.47 earned run average, 33 strikeouts, 17 walks. Grounded back off Badenhop and to short. Holt's throw will be late. And Longoria on to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Not sure where they got Badenhop. Legs, I think.
Yeah, hard to tell, but it counted right out toward Brock Holt. Let's take another look.
First baseman, number 21, James Lilly.
Off the leg and deflected toward shortstop. Holt with a nice backhanded attempt, but not in time to get Longoria, and they're out to check on Badenhop.
Says he's all right. Badenhop giving up the infield hit to Longoria to begin things here in the 8th. And it brings up James Loney. Flied out to right in the 2nd, grounded out to second base in the 4th, and singled in the 6th. There for a strike, and it's 0-1. Line into left field, a base hit. Longoria to second, and the first 2 have reached here for Tampa Bay in the 8th.
That's the kind of approach you really should take against a guy like Badenhop, who's, against left-handed sinkers down and away. And if you try to pull him, you end up hitting ground balls to second base for double plays. Instead, that time to the opposite field goes Loney. Nice piece of hitting right there, and all of a sudden a couple of men on with nobody out.
Will Myers coming up here for the Rays. Operating out of a DH spot tonight. Fly to right, struck out looking, and singled in the infield. Oh, for ball 1. There's a strike, 1-1. Renato goes 6. Breslow pitches the 7th. Now Badenhop on here to begin the 8th. Myers pops it up. Napoli racing over, and Mike will get there for the first out of the inning. And a long way to go.
Napoli had it lined up from the beginning. The question is, was it going to be he or Vasquez? And Napoli takes charge to make the play. Hit the first out here in the 8th inning.
One down, first and second brings up Yunel Escobar. His single to left, fly to left, line to right. And he takes strike one. Oh, and 2. Badenhop would love to get a double play here. Leads all major league relievers with 14 opponent grounded into double plays. Most by a Red Sox reliever in a single season since 2006. Julian Tavares induced 15 double plays. Misses away, 1-2. Second on the entire pitching staff in that category. John Lester's 15. Late swing right off the front of the dugout for the Rays. Ryan Hannigan on deck, 1 out in the 8th. Outside, 2-2. Badenhop last pitching on Tuesday at Toronto. 2 scoreless innings for him. And a swing and a miss. Able to strike out Escobar for the second out of the 8th inning.
Like some type of off-speed pitch this time. A slider that time from Badenhop to pick up the strikeout against Escobar. Escobar looking for that fastball, which Badenhop throws 90% of the time. That time he throws the slider and fools Escobar.
First and second, 2 down. And Ryan Hannigan, the batter, he has walked twice and lined out to left. Strike call right at the bottom of the zone. Singles by Longoria and Loney to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Myers fouled out to the first baseman Napoli. Escobar strikes out. There's strike 2.
And 2 pitches almost in the identical spot right there to Hannigan. First one down the middle of the plate. Next one just a little bit more toward the corner. Both down.
In the dirt, and it's 2-2. Red Sox doing all of their scoring in the first 2 innings tonight. 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second, have not scored since. Well, the Rays got a run in the second, 2 in the 5th, and threatening here in the bottom of the 8th. They've left 6 men on base. There's Kiermaier waiting on deck for Tampa Bay. And again, strikes out looking. He knew it. Takes with him the second K for Badenhop. It is 8-3 Boston. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by the new Scion TC, Dunkin' Donuts, your New England Kia dealers, and by Southwest Airlines. Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, where the Red Sox have an 8-3 lead. Game 1 of a 4-game series. Playing to the top half of the 9th inning, and Daniel Nava leading it off. 3-hit night for Nava. He's been on base 4 times, 3 singles, and he's been hit by a pitch. Brett Balfour back on the mound for Tampa Bay. Balfour with a 1-2-3 8th inning with 2 strikeouts. And it's now 10 strikeouts for Rays pitching in the game. Strike over the outside corner. Edward Mujica warming in the Boston pen. Red Sox have used Breslow, Badenhop. Looks like Mujica will be coming in the bottom of the 9th. For the Rays tonight, Archer on the hook, came in at 8-6. 4 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. Walked 2, struck out 3. Saw Cesar Ramos, 3 shutout innings. Now Balfour strikes out Nava for the first out of the 9th inning. Well, Mookie Betts coming up. A grand slam back in the 2nd inning, doing it offensively. His 3rd Major League home run, first grand slam of his career. He's also contributed defensively with a nice catch out in center field in this game back in the 5th inning, able to make the grab from the 404 marker in straightaway center. Going along with that grand slam, also has a single in this game, 2 for 4 night, as he jumps back out of the way of a pitch inside. Something tells me has a real good chance of being our open tomorrow night, Jerry, based on what we've seen.
I think he's going to be our close tonight and our open tomorrow.
A 1-0 pitch. He is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
I was bragging about my monitor earlier in the ballgame, and I seem to have lost it over the last 3 innings, and I have nothing to look at except the field.
1-1 pitch is driven to center. Kiermaier has got plenty of room out there. And he puts it away for the second out of the ninth. Carlos Rivero is coming up here. It's Jerry's monitor that has been on the fritz for the last 3 innings.
This has been it. This has been what I've been looking at, trying to figure out a baseball game. But I'm faking it through okay.
Carlos Rivero, who we saw in spring training a little bit, is pinch hitting here for Will Middlebrooks.
We'll get this all worked out by tomorrow.
Major League debut for Rivero. He takes ball 1. Spent most of the season with the Paw Sox, 74 games, hitting at .286. 5 homers, 36 runs batted in. Played second base, third base. This one fouled back to the screen. And the IL Player of the Week, middle of June, at .375 in the middle of June. 9 minor league seasons. Indians, Phillies, Nationals, and now the Red Sox systems. Spent the most time at third base, 37 games for the Paw Sox at third.
And body-wise, he looks more like a third baseman than he does a middle infielder.
He's also played 12 games in left, as well as his time in the infield. Nine minor league seasons, a career .262 hitter. Middlebrooks tonight 1 for 4, struck out his last time up. Full count now. Vasquez waiting on deck. There are 2 outs here in the ninth. Payoff pitch. And Rivero gets the walk. 2-out walk here. First walk allowed by Balfour. And we'll give Vasquez a chance in the ninth. Vasquez grounded out, struck out again, and walked. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Brock Holt waiting on deck. A couple of hits tonight for Holt. Red Sox altogether with 11 hits, out hitting Tampa Bay 11-7. Look out.
Fastball from Balfour tailing back in under the elbows of Vasquez that time. Seen a few of those tonight.
On the ground down the third baseline. Longoria's got it on the run and in time to retire Vasquez and to end the ninth. into the bottom of the ninth. 8-3 Boston.
Was the most shocking of the two trades, either David Price to Detroit or John Lester to Oakland, and not surprisingly, it was Sox 2, John Lester to Oakland, that won in a landslide, over 50% of the votes at 52%. Sox 3, neither, because both made sense. That came in second place.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Some changes for the Red Sox. Carlos Rivero stays in at third base after he pinch hit for Will Middlebrooks, and Edward Mujica, 54th game of the year, 2-4 with a 4.20 earned run average, 36 strikeouts, 11 walks. Opponents hitting at .297 against him. Kevin Kiermaier leading it off here for Tampa Bay. Kiermaier with an RBI single back in the second inning. Since then, he has flied out to center and bounced out to second base. Ground ball down the line at first, and a fair ball. Got by Napoli, and in the right field corner, Will Nava will dig it out, but Kiermaier has his second hit, a leadoff double here in the bottom of the ninth.
Right down that first base line with something to spare as Napoli goes into the dive, but he can't come up with it, and Kiermaier with a leadoff double here in the ninth inning. So pretty good from the ninth spot tonight. The single with a base hit. And now his 14th double of the season.
Brandon Guyer struck out twice in the game, hit a 2-run home run in the fifth inning, then walked in the seventh inning. This is back up the middle and into center field. From second comes Kiermaier. That was quick. The Rays grab a run back here. It's now 8-4.
Yeah, being very aggressive against Mujica, too. Guy with a big night. Moved into that leadoff spot. 3 RBI night. Home run, walk, a couple of strikeouts.
Guyer at first base, held on over there by Napoli. Just up is Koji Uehara now in case. And Zobrist takes strike one. Zobrist 0 for 4 in the game. Fouled off 0-2. Foul down the left field line, out of play. Anthony Renato, pitcher of record right now for the Red Sox, went 6 innings tonight, giving up 3 runs. Breslow went an inning, Badenhop an inning, and now Mujica. This is badly. Throw to first and safe. Back to the bag is Geyer.
Now down by 4 runs. That's way too close to have a play at first base. As a matter of fact, when you get a lead like this, it's almost not right to take a secondary lead because a line drive to an infielder is going to double you up at first base. And what's the point? You're down by 4 runs.
Swing and a miss, and Zobrist strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning.
He could go into the split-fingered fastball that time to pick up the strikeout against Ben Zobrist.
Zobrist 0 for 5 in the game tonight. 1 down in the 9th inning. Joyce walked in the first, grounded out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, and then again in the 7th. Outside corner for strike 1. Fly ball to right center field. Mookie Betts settles underneath and makes the catch. 2 down. Bob's Discount Furniture is going to bat for the Jimmy Fund once again. Bob will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved this season. Everybody saves at Bob's. Bob's Discount Furniture, quality, choice, and value. Learn more at mybobs.com. 2 down in the 9th. Evan Longoria coming up. Longoria's fly to center twice, fly to left, and last time up reached on an infield hit to short. Runner goes, pitch in there for a strike. Skyer takes second on the defensive indifference. Ball and a strike now to Longoria. He could allow a hit and a walk in a scoreless 9th on Tuesday night in Toronto. Sent the game into extra innings. 1-1 low and away. Mujica giving up a run here in this appearance, but allowed just 2 earned runs in his last 19 games coming in. Did he go? They check. No, he did not, says Mike DeMuro, first base umpire. Swing and a miss. Full count here on Longoria.
And Longoria getting a pitch that's on the outside part of the plate, maybe not even a strike. And trying to make contact on that.
Popped up. Left side of the infield. Rivero underneath it. Makes the catch and the Red Sox win. Well, the Rays get a run in the 9th inning on a couple of hits, but the Red Sox able to hold on and win this first game of the 4-game series 8-4. We'll step aside and come back with more from St. Pete right after this.